one of the biggest points of criticism I would have for Rogue is that Malrang hasn't delivered on my expectations of him. When we think of Malrang as a player, he's a hyper-aggressive jungler.
I think by the time they're able to move up into the river, the moment will have already passed. There's not really a counterplay on the top side as grubs aren't available yet.
Yeah, I guess the downside of having those jungle clears pretty much mimicked is that...
I mean, he used the equalizer on the last wave.
That's true. Here we go. Malrang setting up for the play.
Which, in hindsight, feels a little bit awkward. I think he was giving respect to the potential dive. But now he's very vulnerable. Malrang going to start things, Wind becoming lightning. Execute the one tanking tower, though. Is just going to get immediately pulled back. Quick first blood, but Malrang will manage to survive just barely. Apologies to SK and him.
Oh. I think Gen X is in trouble.
Rinse and repeat is the name of the game. The flash forward, they know that Rumble's got no flash. 3 talent strike, Wind becoming lightning, Gen X becoming dead.
Yep. And it's a nice repeat gang from Rogue. Ready towards that blade of the Ruin King. So I think Rogue playing towards their win condition nicely, and we're getting to see what we wanted to see from Malrang.
Ezreal ult incoming. Malrang flash backwards, follow-up is there. Malrang likely dead. Shockwave does manage to connect. Bukata grabbing that one. Good response coming in from SK.
Quite a few flashes committed.
The TP being committed. Rogue, this is their time to kick things off. Ball from Larson towards the top side of the river. Grouping as a 5-man here. And a little bit awkward from the side of SK. They do get the TP out, but despite their initial setup, aren't really able to hold the objective. Dewey sent it to the bottom side of the map to pick up that wave, but doesn't have a TP of his own, so won't be here to join if they do want to go for the grubs.
They're going straight towards the grubs, and Rogue is right behind them. Rogue still have that 5-stack. Kadui is bot lane. Don't know how they're going to contest this.
Larson isn't there, though. It is just a 4v4. Loopy level 5. Nice Ezreal ult. 1 grub stolen away at the very least, so that's 4 for SK. A nice threshold to hit. Doesn't count towards the feats, but
no smites available right now.
Stay. Larson
Loopy on the flank.
They see Larson, they know now it's a 4v4, they might want to kick things off. Bukata decent damage, now looking to lock up Patrick, but the Galio responding in turn. The magic damage shield clutch, and they can't quite finish the job. The Callista, too damn strong in the extended fight. Larson here, a little bit late, a little bit unnecessary. Wanted to show force just in case.
You have all this potential peel from the Galio ultimate, from the Rakan, to just focus that single target down and zone the rest of SK away from following up in the fight.
Yeah, even with a good equalizer, the Galio ult just shielding so much of that damage onto a priority target, and while Patrick doesn't have cleanse, he's only going to get harder to kill as this game goes on. Execute level 6 has caught RKR out. Shockwave there as well. Charmed, dashing away, no flash. Bukata just has to watch his mid laner die. Bit of an extended play. Rogue managed to get the kill.
An easy pick for Rogue as they find another. Meanwhile, Adam is just freely hitting onto the tower into the bot lane. Rogue is also going to get pushed in the top lane. Execute, he should be fine here. He has the assistance of his team nearby. All for the ultimate unlock. But now objectives are on the board, and as you already highlighted, Dracos, that is a big HP bar that has disappeared.
Recalling now. They're going to try to kill Malrang before the fight starts, but they get double ultis out. It's not too bad if Bukata can escape, but it looks like it's going to cost him his life. Execute now trying to follow up. Lockdown is there. Gen X looking for the disengage. Bukata miraculously making it out. A lot of initial cooldowns going down. The entire team now retreating, and it's Rogue who've overstayed because Gen X is finally here. And when it's not the Galio, he damn well hurts, but it's Adam who goes back in. A punch. A little bit of justice delivered as he's forced to flash out, but Kadui now set to try and take over. Extra mana coming in, landing each and every shot. Wants to arcane shift forward. Still manages to hit him. Kadui. Confidence as he steps up to the river. Rogue burned way too many cooldowns.
Team fight win for SK as they stop Rogue in their tracks, who were progressively gaining more and more control over this game. And SK now bought themselves a little bit of breathing room.
Still Rogue very early in the season.
I imagine the logic was, hey, this buy is ending. We can just kill him real quick. Let me
100%.
just follow up. I'll get the CC. Speaking of,
ulti in. Patrick untouched off to the side. Loopy trying to run, but he's already dead. Kadui in a decent position, a lot of cooldowns burned. He's now trying to get face first into Patrick. Execute trying to tank the damage, but Gen X is already there. Patrick getting burned down. It's a fight on 2 fronts as Bukata's still standing. Ulti from the Ezreal sidestep, but it doesn't matter. Walking into the red carpet, finding a fast dash. Larson tries to make his way out of there, but Clockwork not working fast enough. Shut down coming through.
it's another team fight that goes the way of SK. Rogue are the ones to initiate damage. Look here, it's SK trying to set up for a pick. The response from Malrang is fantastic, as they're quickly able to shut down Loopy and they hand the kill over to Patrick. But now the fight becomes split up, because Patrick is isolated with his bot laner as
the combo comes through.
You know what I mean? We'll see where his build develops as we continue. Right now, it's Bukata that's fishing.
walking forward.
He's found a fish.
Execute behind. He seems to have found a big one, but he might have bit off more than he could chew. Bukata now in trouble, flashing over the wall. Loopy is going to die for Bukata's sins. No, that was bad.
He got a bite on the line and he went overboard. I think that was way too deep. And Loopy, to his credit,
Maybe just continuing to poke, and this is one of the things we talked about earlier on, right? The range discrepancy means that it's a lot easier for SK to play in these stalled out scenarios.
Completely, you're completely right.
There's no flank
away at the HP bars of Rogue. Rogue's poke isn't really connecting right now. Good dodging from Rogue.
Adam's your flank, but it's not. He's not in a great position to flank, and more often than not, he's still gonna have to ult onto someone, even if he finds the flank. So now it's a 50-50. Full committal for the coin flip. Adam just walks into them. They get the 50-50. Now finally the ult is coming out from Genex, but Patrick Larson relatively untouched. Malrang now retreating, but it's Loopy from behind with the flank. Kadui untouched. Double 80 carries ready to take over with Patrick. Can he make the difference? Patrick dipping, dashing, diving, and burning to death. Larson goes golden. But that extra tankiness, not the same as some extra damage. Kadui finding the double.
SK may have lost a flip, but that engage from Loopy was fantastic.
10 seconds, but Rogue don't want to give this up. TP on the way. SK, do they want to back out? They're a bit scattered. They're a bit split. Kadui ignited. Rogue wandering in through bot. SK immediately pinging the mid lane, trying to get pressure somewhere else on the map.
I think SK are doing the right thing and just backing off, utilizing the fact that a lot of TP, well, the TP round was committed. But as you rightly said, Rogue is now putting the pressure on SK. They have to respond.
In. Armor penetration there now.
Keep your eyes on Genex. He's been instrumental in so many of these fights.
Adam trying to hold the choke. 7K, there's spears there too. Rogue, if they play this slow, it's in their favor, but Execute couldn't try to follow. Decent combo. Malrang gonna find an initial interrupt. Knockup coming through onto Kadui. Kadui initially chunked out, but burning. Strong core from SK, completely grouped up. Patrick retreating. Larson running. There's just more damage on the side of SK. Ulti through! Kadui! Oh my god, it's disgusting! SK! A beautiful sequence of spells.
The HP bars were so low and primed to be picked off by the SK members. They find the re-engage and they turn it into an incredible... Still the game plan for now, even if it is a little delayed, and they should be able to secure this objective.
It's a bit tricky though. Kadui's pretty powerful, makes it tough for Adam to match in the side lane. We'll at least be able to match the push, catch these waves. All it takes is for one person to fall for it. To all fall apart for Rogue. There's the initial ulti, a lot of CC burn, but just nowhere for Execute to go. And with the support down, SK have the opportunity to turn to Baron if they wish, but instead 20 seconds, tell the Dragon, Soul, like the 1-4 scoreline, some of the strengths of Vi. Once you're in an advantageous position, you just existing on the map, the threat you provide from Fog of War.
I mean,
died. It hasn't been the fight story.
I don't know if I love this Baron.
It's a bold call. Trying to pull Rogue into them, but Larson, they spot him on the top wave.
I mean, it's pretty fast at least.
Patrick moving in, and again, SK have just better range, better poke. Rogue don't have any cooldowns to throw. They just are going to run face first in here. Malrang tries to make it over the wall. 3K, excellent pinch. Patrick off to the side that wants to win the fight. 2K, the objective getting lower. Bukata wants to finish it. Malrang goes into the pin, but he cannot steal it. Still tries to follow up, tries to find the angle. Malrang goes down to Genex. The time for a bit of revenge after that landing phase. Finally, the penetration is there. Adam running, Bukata on the chase. Rieger and Kadui still standing, looking to come into the fight as well. SK get the objective. It's a bit close, it's a bit scrappy, and it's a flip. But hey, coin came up heads.
Malrang tried his absolute best to steal that Baron away, but the fight's not done.
No, it's not. Kadui, though, relatively untouched. Execute about to get chunked through. This Ezreal is so strong. Patrick is trying to go. It's a 2v1. Kadui tries to flash. No! The shockwave. Larson, Patrick barely holding on, but round two, baby, another challenger approaches. 180 carry falls. They just send another in. Well played on the shockwave from Larson, but SK totally dominating.
Things are getting chaotic on the Rift as I think SK only has 2 Barons left after all of that. They committed for more kills. I think they may have overextended a bit, but they will walk away with a number of towers for about a minute. The base has already been broken and Rogue is on full defense right now as SK set their sights on the base.
SK, you have to be careful. Or not. Larson locked up, about to get one shot, flashes out to safety. Loopy keeping the fight going. Can't even push a button. Larson burning, ticking, but he's running for his life. Loopy still in the midst of the entire team. The tower will fall. The re-engage now coming in. Loopy likely to go down. Doing untouched to the back. Patrick coming in a bit over-eager. Larson with Zanya's up. Stone cold.
Like the Galio would deter them from doing that, but apparently not. Well, now Rogue have a big opportunity. They got a number of shutdowns there. They will secure the mid-tier 1. what was a 7k gold lead is now quickly, and this is where they're very reliant on Loopy and Bukado, and Loopy is not that tanky.
No, he's not, and getting chunked out before the fight starts. It's been so often SK being the ones to poke before these fights start, but a lot of that has been based around the vision that they've had, the access that they've had, but Gen X on the flank, a good angle. It should be impossible for this to be stolen away. There's a Callista combined with a Smite. So Rogue should feel comfortable knowing that they can get the soul, but instead the call is to turn on to Adam. He goes golden for a second. Now the Infernal is there. Adam trying to live as long as he can. Two-man taunt going forward. Execute, finding two, locking up. Excellent knockup going in. Adam still getting chunked out though. Kadui trying to make the difference, trying to make it all happen. Rogue, yeah, they got the objective, but their backline is being shredded. Malrang forced to ult to get away from the Ezreal. Patrick running. Oh, the soul feels good, but death certainly does not. It's an inevitability. Patrick finally falls.
Rogue are so committed to finding the fight that, again, I think they just go into Corki and the Ezreal.
You're adding more steps.
And they need none of the peel to come through.
Okay, so it was much easier, I think, for Rogue in my head when we kept it simple as push all your R buttons at the same time. Malrang wants to be the difference. That's it! Deleted in the blink of an eye, but Rogue, do they want to keep fighting? Taunt from Loopy now going in. Patrick caught in the middle. Patrick trying to get the hell out because Kadui just continues to poke and it's falling apart. SK, despite instantly losing their mid laner, it doesn't matter because Rogue are completely out of damage. The whole team fight falls apart. SK are just stronger.
The shotgun was lethal, but it only had one bullet. Then SK came back with the machine gun and they mowed Rogue down. Rogue with only a single member left. He's trying to TP back to base, but SK set their sights on the Nexus.
Pushing through. Wave standing behind them. They won't have supers, but they have the mites. 14 seconds on execute. Larsen's shockwave is close. Kadui trying to find the poke. Bukado tries the Q flash, completely whips it, but how it's going to cost him. Bukado might just give his life for trying to Q flash. He resurrects. He's going to come back. SK, they should just end the game here, right? There's no way. The ball working its way in, redemption going through, but it's eyes on the Nexus. SK not taking the risk, trying desperately to finish the game, and they will be able to do so. SK taking...
Blippo?
Yeah, if you just haven't been watching Blippo, probably the only person in the world who regularly, brings this champion out. But here we go. We finally get an Urgot. Certainly an aggressive option. Does have long cooldowns on the shotgun.
His eyes on a mid lane gank.
Just flash over the wall. Larsen holding on to mana. Flash over, instant W, follow up in first blood. I didn't even need Larsen.
Very clean play from Malrang, simply thanks to his range and that Blight passive.
Yeah, it's pretty infuriating.
Loopy roaming mids. Larsen's got no flash around.
Flash over from Reeker. It's a bit bold, but Loopy is on the way up. That Q's not going to connect, but Q3 likely to hit. Larsen taking his time, trying to get fancy with it, but I think just delaying the inevitable here. Reeker, quick snap back on the soul unbound just to finish the job.
I mean, Katana of the Wind, and then all the Yone players will just start building it, even if it's objectively bad.
You just put a bunch of stats that look really nice that are actually terrible. Loopy, quick stun, follow-up is there. That's one very squishy cow. Execute, gonna get executed.
And that's just another pick for SK. I mean, they're just finding picks on the map right now. Execute finds himself out of position in the river. I guess he was just trying to get a bit of vision towards the dragon, spot what SK were up to. He wasn't expecting this collapse to come through. But Loopy, he's been on point with finding these picks so far in this game.
Patrick walking in though. Grubs have already gone to the side of Rogue. Patrick just trying to show a bit of presence here. Larsen walking in, Pantheon coming in as well. Bukado in the midst of the team. The follow-up is there from Reeker, but a double flick back from Larsen certainly looks good to start things off. Snapping back now, knowing Malrang level 6 still a powerhouse. SK a bit awkward here, but the Dragon seems like it'll reset. Rogue pretty content with that trade, all things considered.
Completely. Malrang right now. He's on the bot side of the map. His ulti isn't available.
Patrick gonna ult. Cleanse comes out. Good flash from Kadui, just barely able to walk out, but Patrick forced away in lane. Tense moment there. The Bar Assault does a lot of things, but it does not stop the MF ultimate. Reeker, though, might just be in trouble. His ulti not quite available. Quick flick back. The combo here. Malrang and Larsen working together beautifully.
Malrang doing a good job of finding plays where he can.
Messy exchanges. SK starting the objective. Larsen immediately walling off. W forward from Bukado, but it's the same situation. SK not respecting the range of engage here from the side of Rogue.
Exactly the same play. Rogue, they're able to find a very easy collapse onto Bukado. They had the Maokai ultimate available. Chose that's
sadly,
awesome.
right now, that is one of the few...
I love that skin.
That is one of the few things that are going well for SK, is that their skins are very funny. Maybe something else is going to happen here on the bottom side. It looks like Adam's been caught out. Nice flash out of the ulti. Can try to get over the wall into Loopy with an ulti of his own. Loopy managing to flash away. Shielding coming in. Reeker on the chase. Adam getting so many resources dedicated. And SK will find that kill. Meanwhile, the counter push coming through in top.
He really wanted to take out Adam. As you rightly said, a lot was invested though to get that kill, and that means a lot of time was bought on the top side of the map. Malrang working with Larssen to help secure the first tower of the game.
Malrang and Larssen, best friends forever. Yeah. Where's the pain? Rogue looking for the collapse here. Malrang maybe a bit premature on that jump in, but does get a bit of poke down. There's not a wave for a couple of seconds, so this dive will be tricky, but with an Alistair and a Pantheon, this looks set up to do pretty well.
Loopy,
TP behind.
You gotta be careful.
Urgot coming to clean up. Loopy going in. Lockdown is there. Reeker punted back. Loopy probably going to fall. Stun does connect onto Patrick, and here comes Reeker, but it might be just a little bit late. Lockdown going in onto Larssen. Gen X not going to find the kill, but Kadui will. And in the meantime, the lead through. Adam just going to get deleted. Oh, the TP timing not working out a moment. And Rogue aren't on the same page, really costing them. Now the follow-up, the lockdown is there. Kadui in a position to ult. When is he going to throw it down? There it is. Patrick getting chunked. But staying just on the edge of the hitbox, will be able to walk away.
What started out as a messy play for SK turned out heavily in their favor. They secured their first tower of the game. Gen X yeah, unfortunately, that's probably not what's going to happen. So now what you'll see is that, but this is the cool thing about Pantheon and Talia, is they're really good at attacking side lanes together. So you can do this thing called shadow. Just on time, Malrang's able to drop down that Herald. Here. A bit of damage down to this tower.
Patrick is bot, which might be a little bit awkward here. No one is riding the Herald. Good damage going through onto Reeker. Play the room picking up for a 1v1. Not enough for a 4v1. Rogue find a pick. They do use the Herald. They do get a chunk, but they're not able to finish that mid lane tier 1.
It's cool when you get to see instances of where the nerf does affect the Yone. The fact that he couldn't break out of that CC chain whatsoever through utilizing his E. And Rogue was able to find a pick, and now that will help them secure the bot tier 1. I don't know if they really have much of a wave left in mid.
Those are deep questions. We don't need to spiral, you know? Oh, there are some dragonflies, though, so the mosquito problem solved by that as the ulti goes in. Patrick cleansing, still slowed up for a second, will lose about half his life, but now the re-engage coming through. XQ with a bit of an awkward punt back. And now Gen X on the chase.
He's looking for that ulti.
Fear beyond death. Larssen, nice pick coming in for Kadui. Decent poke back, but Rogue just losing, executing that quick exchange gives SK access to the bottom side of the map.
That is quite funny. They were all grouped up from Rogue.
SK will probably concede mid here. Gen X is going in. I think just two-shot the tower, but instead they're going to keep the dive going. Tower about to fall. Gen X doing a decent amount of damage. We'll just get picked off. Adam still living as well, and crucially, they get that kill right before the Otacon buff comes in. Now Gen X will have it when he respawns, but Rogue getting a ton of money for SK's aggressive attempt at finishing the Otacon.
Ooh, Loopy, he's looking for this.
Lock up, Larssen. Zanya's is not doing a lot.
He buys a little bit of time. If nothing else, he bought time for Patrick to escape. And Adam nicely picks up that tier 2 in the top lane. So that was 3 towers and a kill. Available for Larssen, he's going to respawn, and I think Rogue will want to fight this.
Not quite in the right position.
Corrected.
Also, the false life buff is still there. And you got level 13 for Reeker. Their comp's still strong. They get a quick flash out of Patrick. Nice look for a pick in the mid lane. Gotta send in the ulti. Just try to cement this initial pick on to execute. Fear beyond death. He's pulling him in. They weren't chains. They might have been towels. This skin is weird as hell, but SK will find the pick. Oh, immediate ult now coming in from Reeker. Knows that he has the false life, just trying to style. Larssen buying a bit more time. Damage, but the creeps are blocking the way. Now Bukata flashing in. They really want to get good use out of these buffs, but this is absolutely not it. That is a lot. That is 600 gold for Larssen's flash.
Yeah.
And Zanya's.
SK is... concerns me is just kind of... I feel like it's just going to be a game about fighting, and I just prefer SK's calm.
Okay, Bukata ulting. Patrick immediately forced to cleanse there. Wall now going in. XQ getting chunked out. Manages to find another combo, but Larssen's on the wrong side of the wall. In the meantime, Gen X now joining. Full on 5v5. Reeker just barely able to make it out before someone could body block. In the end, Execute dies.
And so this is what I mean, where like random picks
haven't transitioned into something bigger in the last few minutes, although Rogue still feeling good about the last sequence where they were able to get so many towers.
I think we're about to run into another pick, Dracos.
Execute, another pick. Loopy locked up. This time SK cutting their losses, leaving their support to die, but Rogue grouped as a 5-man, 3 seconds till Baron spawns. I imagine they just immediately go for it.
Just force the Baron. Rogue find another pick at a crucial time. Now the pressure is on SK. How are they going to challenge this? They have the Maokai ultimate. TP now committed.
Reeker on the way in has no ulti. Needs to stack Q, but doesn't have a good angle. I think SK hoping for a mistake from the side of Rogue. Kadui's ultimate is going to be key here, but he just doesn't have it quite yet. Quick snapback, 3K on the objective, flick back, but a nice buffer on the disdain means Gen X is still able to make it out. Rogue should just be able to grab this objective for free. Execute now down. Pantheon taking the Baron. SK looking for exit kills. Reeker waiting over the wall, about to have the ulti. But now it's Adam going in. A quick turn. Bukata deleted. It's the AP Maokai. Not powerful at all. Kadui caught out the flash through. The double flash through. Loopy on the way in, just in time to watch his team die. Rogue decisive in the play. Loopy running when they get away, but there's just no shot.
Adam with some great decision-making on the back end of that fight. He finds a clutch ultimate onto the overextending Bukata and Genax.
But either way, well played by the side of Rogue. And the chase down potential you see here with the semi-globals, especially when Larson doesn't need it to start the fight. Weaver's Wall not too far out. Patrick with his ulti available to SK. Has the Maokai ulti to try and create some space to zone away. Good ulti from Loopy. Immediate follow-up coming in from Kadui, but Larson buys a bit more time. Execute still ticking, still standing strong in the meantime. Reeker taking a tower. Pressure on 2 lanes. A lot of cooldowns burned there, but will save the bot lane tower at least as Adam just continues this assault in mid lane.
Adam is very strong, and Genax is really starting to struggle to deal with him.
Rogue. Stepping up now. Larson TPing back instead of conceding here, knowing that they still are in such an advantageous position, knowing those ultimates are gone. Opts to TP back to lane, keep that pressure up, try to get a second inhibitor. The minions will finish it for him.
Good damage done. I was a bit worried for Rogue after SK found that nice engage onto Executor. I mean, onto 3 members, really. But the good news is Rogue didn't really lose a lot of their HP bars, so they can continue their siege. Adam doing a good job split away from the rest of the pack. That's 2 inhibitors secured. Dragon is on the table for them to pick up if they want to. And I think it should be an easy objective to secure.
For SK, clear what their composition wants to do, but Rogue, much more powerful tools to snowball. Pantheon, the Grand Starfall, Gen X overextending here, locked up by Adam. Ooh, this execution taking a bit of time, but down he goes. Meanwhile, on the top side of the map, all remaining members of SK looking for a push, but they're spotted on Vision.
The pressure from the Ambessa was successfully generated. Now he can look to regroup with his team, force Reeker into this awkward decision.
Be looking to cover. Barsal connecting on 1. Backstep there. Loopy probably going to fall. Manages to make it out. Genax is just about to get one shot, trying to disdain his way to safety, but Malrang does too much damage. Ball now coming in from Adam. Looking to find Kadui as well. Clean picks from Rogue.
And it's an easy pickup as Adam makes his way over to the team. And now there's only 1 inhibitor standing in their way. Rogue bounce back in the series. They find some fantastic picks. The Baron was really the nail-biter, and now they're looking to close things out.
Keeping things going. SK trying to turn here. Reeker really their only good source of damage. Is going to be able to ult through, at least find 1. Snaps back, unstoppable for the moment. Low health bar. Another Q3 ready to go, but should just fall. 3 carries left standing for Rogue. Malrang dang powerful. 1 last desperate hold from SK as Rogue looked to close this one out. Bukata chunks completely deleted. Rogue firing back, standing strong, and taking us to a game 3.
I think you could see
health bars, courtesy of the plasma stacks in that W boat, which is definitely a good look. But on the opposite side for SK, they just run at you and you die. A little bit harder for really want to see what Rogue do. Hold that thought. Reeker may also be forced to flash here. 4th stack. I think he's just going to die. He's going to die.
He didn't flash.
I don't think he was ready for the sheer amount of damage that came through there.
That's great. He really thought that he could tank enough that the stun would...
It is definitely rough. Level 2 is also pretty powerful for the Tristana as well. So excellent start now for Rogue. Hook in from Loopy does get marked up. Extended trade here now going to favor Rogue, especially as the Boomerang Blade misses. They proc another set of plasma. Loopy's going to die. Rogue! Just a obliterating SK in the first 2 minutes of play.
And Rika, they finally get the flash out from him. Assessment of where they expect him to be. Looks like this dragon is going to go uncontested, though.
Flag drag flash, mid lane? Nope. Rock jump. Rika will eventually be scary.
Yeah. God, we're old. Anyway, he's on a ward.
Yeah. Loopy might not grow old here, might not get the chance. Gen X in the area, but Loopy once again picked off. Feat of Warfare, 9 minutes into the game. Rogue now with a 1.6k gold lead, and there's really no counterpunch available for SK.
Now making his way towards the bot lane. I like this adaptation to try and catch the next wave that's coming through. Ooh, Gen X is back. Eva got interrupted.
Yeah, Gen X is back, got interrupted, I think, twice in a row now, and you can see there's already a wave.
So it's not to get a kill.
Yeah, trading ulti for Adam's ulti off the edge for movement speed. Probably just not a worthwhile trade.
Here we go.
Quick catch on the execute. Unbreakable about to fall away. Likely he will die here, but with the TP going in, how much more SK willing to commit? Heartsteel stacks going. Gen X in the back line. Adam coming over the wall. Bukata just swapping places here. Gen X desperate to finish off that kill. There's the ulti going in. Loopy trying to find a knockup, but just gets nothing done. Adam is unkillable. Gen X jumps in the back line just trying to finish off the execute, but it's a bait. There's nothing there for him. It's complete disaster.
You described it perfectly, Dracos. Every little moment that SK was trying to get at the last bit of that fight, it just all falls apart. They can't quite clutch it up. The Braum shield, the jump from Larson to get the kill and to execute, but he throws the shield up, and it ends up being 3 kills for 0. The frustrated faces of the coaching staff, we all felt that one.
Flag drag through, trying to keep it going. Gen X gonna find a quick bit of CC on to execute, but Bukata now has to run. Gen X decently tanky, execute in trouble, but Blast Cone takes him out. And
they just don't have any damage yet, man. They can't kill any members of Rogue. And Rogue is just continuing to build advantages. Another tower is gained.
GEU stall till 70 minutes. Frog and Anivia hold the mid lane with this Victor.
Hold.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of situation you're in. Maybe SK though can find a play here. Execute once again. Overstepping. Good initial combo with the flag and drag. CC there. Execute locked up. Nice little pick from SK.
They get themselves on the board at the very least. It's the beginning of what will be a long clawback if SK find a way to turn this game around. But the problem is you've left Adam isolated. And as we see in the pip, he is smashing away at that tower. He's getting very close to securing it. Will he actually grab this? He's going to.
That's frustrating. That much more money.
That is a huge gold injection. Yes, remember in draft where I said to you right now, that champ is hella squishy. If it is a race on which frontline dies first in these front-to-back comps, I'm a hazard a guess to say that Jarvan's dying first, bro.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty safe bet, I would say.
I think he's a champion that kind of has to pose. It's kind of what happens.
That's basically it, right? There's just nothing left. All out of work for the day, buddy. You can just go home. Gen X going on Larson. Some damage down. Is going to also try to keep this fight going. Good initial burst. TP now coming in. Execute caught out, trying to regroup with the rest of the team. Kadui trying to get fancy with it, but just getting chunked out, and Execute is there waiting with the kebab, but Kadui taken down. Execute likely to fall next. The Jarvan going in. Patrick taken out as well. That's the big Victor ulti they're looking for. Gen X fighting the stun. Rieger keeping things going, but the ulti is already faded away. Adam might just be unkillable. Another auto going through. A Sundered Skyfrock, an extra Q, bit of healing coming in. The Darkened Blade finding the sweet spot again and again and again. Larson now trying to follow. Flash over the wall. Bukata running. Golden Nuggets won't keep him safe. Another kill coming through. Larson finding the reset. Going to keep Goomba stomping his way through that one. Decent fight for SK, but Rogue again finding the edge.
SK just do not have the damage to get through Adam. He is a wall that feels unbreakable right now. And the problem is they now find themselves at soul point.
Rogue in a good spot. Loopy walking in here. Adam does not give a damn about that damage. Kadui free auto attacking. It might not matter. Loopy taking a big chunk. Mid lane tower still standing. 1 minute and 30 seconds, though, the timer till Soul is on the table for Rogue. That is the fight that SK need to be ready for.
Still ends up dropping thanks to the Larson bomb. And Rika also forced the flash away. They need to find a way to deal with Adam to stand a chance in this game.
SK grouped up. Adam waiting over the wall. Ulti to kick things off. Good initial knocker coming in through Execute. Kadui and Rieger now in trouble, but they managed to throw down their ultis. Instant cooldowns coming out, and down goes Kadui. Rogue slaughtering SK. Blink of an eye, they're gone. Dragon on the table in 11 seconds. It'll be Soul for Rogue.
Rogue is just so much stronger. They're happy to force these fights as they know that with the item advantage that they have, the level advantages that they're sitting on, they can easily win out on the fight. And this is looking to be a 23-minute Soul with a tower as well. Just nothing but domination coming through from Rogue.
Rogue finding their footing. We're reminded slimmest margins, tiebreakers, or being at the mercy of another team, winning or losing. But no matter what, Rogue need the win now to kick things off. SK, we'll say it probably one more time, although depending on the length of this game, many more times, they are just trying to live.
Yep.
Holding on for dear life, scaling, maybe getting Sivir, that Infinity Edge, and then 2 more items. But with Infernal Soul and Otacon, I don't really know how they lived through this one.
Oh, execute.
Ulti in.
Gonna have the Resurrection burnt. I really think SK could do with a little bit of healing reduction. Did cast the Cursed Team pretty significantly yesterday.
Don't make me bring... Jake is waiting backstage. He will once again come out here and tell you to shut your mouth.
I will sit silently as the Baron begins.
SK don't have mid-prio. Can't make their way through Adam. So forced to look for some sort of scrappy contest, maybe just to pick onto Adam. But again, he has the false life buff.
He's not gonna die. He's not gonna die!
Baron down for Rogue. SK's pick attempt fails. 3 minutes to Elder, perhaps a coin flip that if SK can win, they might find an angle to live a little bit longer in this game. But victory is a long, long ways away.
I mean, in contrast to the first game where Adam was on the Galio, where his role was to provide more support for the team, I feel like you can see the contrast when you put him in a position to carry. We saw it in the second half of the game on his Ambessa, and now in this Aatrox. It's funny because the way the game started was Larssen getting a kill onto Rika, and then bot lane getting a 2v2 kill because Loopy lost his flash, and now it feels like the biggest threat on the board is Adam.
Yeah, that Aatrox is terrifying. SK throwing down the Sivir ulti, clearing waves, but Larssen on the bottom side will just delete towers. GenX Counter-Strike to stay standing. It's a desperate hold. It's like Helm's Deep if the Orcs were super jacked. Just like super just shredded.
Yeah.
And it was only hobbits. It would not go well.
And also they brought siege weaponry.
Yeah, they brought
like
siege weaponry.
So many trebuchets.
And Gandalf is really late.
Any minute now, Gandalf.
Any minute now, SK. Again, they don't really have a better course of action, to be clear here. All of their plays are probably losing plays, but again, going even is the victory that they're hoping for, buying more time. GenX caught. Kaisa going in, initial stun, Bukata caught off to the side. GenX flashing out, still living for a second. Ulting just to try and live, but Larssen does too much friggin' damage. Larssen flashing in, gets another one down, but just knocks Bukata back in the fountain. Larssen gets stunned up on a tower! Shutdown! Could be the start of something.
I don't think so. I think the damage is too much. Kadui has died, Rika is alive, and will provide some wave clear, but the base is falling apart quickly. Adam will secure another tower. Rika needs to get back into the base.
Loopy hooking Malrine, but they just don't do enough damage. Rika now moving in. Ulti through, Adam godlike, Infernal Chains connecting. Bukata not absolutely doing anything. Now I just ran out of English there. Stuck in there with Adam is what I was looking for. 11K gold lead from Rogue, by far their most dominant game this entire year.
And Adam really at the forefront of it. Him and Malrang are on the support of his team.
I think GenX just praying that he could delete that wave before it hit the tower, but doesn't pay off. Uh-oh.
Are they going?
Oh, are they? Triple blast cone over the wall, face first into SK. It would be bold.
They're going.
But it would be a flex. Double blast cone. Ulti's coming out. Patrick face first enemy support. Kadui on the backline for now, untouched. Decent damage going in from the Victor. They've got the combo that they're looking for, but GenX a little bit too late to the party. Adam, legendary. Rogue effectively untouched. SK with blinking health bars. Running as fast as they can.
Rogue. I was about to say it looks like they don't even care about the Elder, but it's been a tough split for them. But a win here could be all the difference to keep their playoff chances alive. Rika.
Instantly deleted. Blink of an eye there right as the Elder comes through just to make certain. Probably wouldn't make it out of the Infernal Chains anyway. Adam keeping the push up. Eating tower shots. Hook from Loopy just connecting with the wall. 4 members trying to hold. Adam with TP. Reeker When he responds, we'll have ulti, but he's still 40 seconds out. There should be no way for SK to hold this. This should be impossible. Rogue looking for the victory lap. Execute taking 0 damage. Starting to stack those concussive blows. And SK, the momentum that they were building, taken away in this game 3. Rogue find the win. Malrang sliding, gliding, looking for the ult. He could do untouched for now, but it doesn't matter because his front line is very quickly disappearing. Adam, now legendary. Loopy sent back to the fountain. Kadui there himself with nowhere to go, no matter how much help the laser gives him. I don't think he's got a shot in this one, but they're going to fountain dive. The towers are gone. Rogue will probably just end the game. But this is a much-needed confidence win, and they're taking their time with it. Rogue knocking down SK, finding their second win of the spring split.
Deal. Whereas from Movistar Koi, you've now got the Rel to follow up, you've got the Talia wall to try and shut people out, and this Gwen should be able to kind of just run around in these fights and do whatever the hell she wants. So maybe looking for a bot lane player, or at least to help his bot lane crash this wave so they can look at reset themselves.
Any wards in bot River Dagger or bot Brush? I see none. There's the full engage. Niski, will he die before? And Valensis gets in, flash away immediately. First blood over to Super, but a quick on trade. Alvaro might give them a double in the setup as Kazi looks for it, but Elyoya coming to cover again. Onto Lensis, he audacious charge in, but he's a level down over Lensis. And there's just a re-engage, a flash immediately into mortal peril. The will shown. And Lensis with a great game.
Yeah, because Lensis didn't reset, he managed to pick up his bot side.
Vitality willing to take it if it turns into a fight, because Lensis has ulti now as well. Alvaro is just doing zone control. Dragon's going down quick enough with Jojo helping out now as well. You can see Nucko's moving into fog of war maybe to set up for a TP, but no. Dragon goes down in the end. Koi pick up first objective downfall.
Yeah, but Karzi ended up wasting a lot of time kind of poking his head into...
shrunken. Yeah, I can tell you for a fact there is no more wave in about 2 seconds, so... Really good point out, Dagda. Kazi's now in top lane as well. Nucko's going to get some attention. The only way this works is if Mirwin goes down, and he just popped his ulti for the wave. We didn't see it, but he's got nothing in the tank. Kazi gets the kill, and you know what? Wave versus a kill, they're about even.
Yeah, I mean, look, you lose a little bit, but the fact you get the kill going to help out quite substantially. And Nako going to be able to TP down now when he resets to pick up that bot side wave as well and push it in. But Movistar Koi will be members top side.
I mean, they're a bloody team and they love to fight in the mud. Niski could be in trouble, but Lensis helping out with his ulti again. But the ulti from Elyoya just killed his mid laner. I don't think Elyoya meant to do it, but he just botched the play. Alvaro running away after a double's given over, and Lensis just got hand-fed on an Easter Monday.
Oh, it's a mess. From as he starts to move forward into the rest of the game, and in a support Lensis kind of style, this is where Vitality could try and play through him. It just means that Lensis has to be on point with using this advantage.
Nucko flashing away. He has Nimbus close, so he got some movement speed from his flash, but now he's overheating. Alvaro knows a crash down. Good dodge away. Nucko with a fancy feet. Shattering strike. His dodges are insane, but Nucko, the snip, the sidestep. Oh. He doesn't get away. Mad respect to the top laner of Vitality. He almost got away with it.
Yeah, just couldn't.
10 seconds. Yeah. 10-second advantage, Nucko. Yeah, it's a slim window.
Yeah, I mean, look, Vitality already know that they're kind of pushing control over the map state, so they're going to be happy to just go for it. But can get caught, Lindsay can get caught, Nako can get caught, but when you're playing on the back foot and trying to catch waves, it's a lot more difficult to be in position.
Flashing cage though is beautiful. We pause because Jojo Pune has earned his own flash seismic shove. Brilliant. Niski might die in response, and with one shot he does. Jojo's still alive until a spear connects, but Lindsay is still in trouble. Alvaro gets a stun down, and I'm seeing no one nearby, so maybe trouble's the wrong word, as it was a focus on mid from Super. He left the kill there.
Yeah, the reason was Karzi ended up ulting onto him, using that killer instinct, so then Super burnt the barrier, had to stop with the curtain call as well. So nice play from Karzi to support what was turning into a bit of a disastrous play on bot side.
Good catch there, Dagger, as well, as Mirwin jumps forward, but Nako has Electro Harpoon, exhaust out, Needlework is going to follow. Mirwin gets some healing, but Nako spacing well. He's in danger zone as Elyoya ults straight away, looking for the knockup, but can't find it. And Electro Harpoon would slow down further as that teleport is looking to buy time, but Niski also on the way up. This fight is far from over, but Koi running for their lives against Vitality is not
into these side lanes.
And we've seen it as Equalizer comes out in the picture-in-picture. I mean, Nako is doing well in the individual 1v1, and there's that Pantheon ult, but Mirwin buying time again. The Needlework is out. Nako under turret has to dissuade it for now, but Lindsay gets some good damage, and finally attacking those side lanes. It works out then. It took a little bit, but Vitality maybe taking your advice a bit.
Hey, and it manages to work, right? I didn't expect it to be able to work as effectively, but they managed to get Mirren. It goes down. That's going to be the side lane tower. Looks like Movistar Koi going to try and trade for Rift Herald, but a tier 2 and a lot of that gold going into the hands of Nak. Overall, Vitality getting a lot of gold and also giving a lot of that gold to Nak here.
Yeah, I mean, this Rumble is going to be in a pretty good position, slowly climbing up individually. Nak might have to just stay and accept defeat, but he flashes away, also gets the turret. Localized gold, I believe, picked up as 600 now the lead individually. Up as he gets movement speed from the E, and there's a Mega Blast Cone there. Linz is now looking at a new target because Jojo might be caught out. There's no turret here. He wanted to push out the wave, but a little bit greedy here with no mana at all. I mean, yeah, TP, he's going to die in an instant. One more E. Nak eventually going to hit, and he flame spitters into the bush. Jojo, big mistake.
Yeah, I think as Jojo, maybe if you just TP'd immediately, you would have been able to get out of that.
They've got this reliable Victor win condition, and let's not forget Kazi as well. As I think in Winter, we're talking about him being one of the best team fighting AD carries. It's been up and down, I think, with Vitality's fall and Vitality's inconsistencies. As Equalizer going to be put down, Mirwin's still going to find his turret, but yeah, Kazi's definitely someone who, if you get into a team fight, he can
try and force, especially with the exhaust down.
Walking.
Yeah, there doesn't really seem to be anyone from Movistar. They're slowly starting to move in.
Kazi is not doing the undercut now. He's the biggest DPS, which is interesting to me. They're not looking to force it. They're probably looking for a turn here, but Vitality is a 3-man unit sitting in front for now. Nitsky popping up the ulti. Alvaro, ulti's in first, though. A great engage from Koi. They press the go button to equalize. The line's the right side of the fight, but Mirwin, you see, starting to sit down until Linz just shows his face. The Pantheon so far ahead. I think he pressed Q twice and the health bars are gone.
Nitsky barely managed to get that ultimate off in time and hit Jojo Pyun out of...
Second for Koi. Baron also spawning at the same time. Top's going to be crucial because Nako has a TP advantage here. Chayak and Jojo Pyun even right now. Vitality just starting the Dragon though, and you can see Koi have no interest in this whatsoever. Vitality just going to move to 3 Drakes nonchalantly, and there's no real response apart from hitting a couple of waves.
He really needed to go for it. Again, like, Vitality struggled to kind of start these fights, so unless you were worried about a flash engage from Linsis or maybe even a Grand Starfall there, it felt a bit unnecessary, but Jojo feeling the pinch, ends up tossing it out. Amirin, you can see, is kind of leaning from this bot lane up into mid as they want to fish for something.
Wants the face check, and again, remember that Linsis is going to be able to survive a long time. Damage is already great as Nitsky gets out of there after a shove. Seismic shove doesn't work on the other side though. Poppy ult again. Nitsky has found a good target, and Mirwin just runs in for free food. Nako's on the side. Alvaro's just going to get ulti down. He won't escape that sin as Jojo now with nothing up and available. Kazi ulti's in under the turret, and even though Vitality look ambitious, they've found a couple of picks, and Koi just caught snoozing.
Mirwin TP so deep in behind Vitality that they just turn and burn him. There was nobody on Movistar Koi who could follow up, and now Vitality, they're on towards the Baron. And a Baron at this stage, like this, is going to be potentially game-breaking for Vitality.
It really is. We didn't even get a Baron fight over it. As we look at the replay, and again, Alvaro, he wanted to check this brush and he gets caught for it.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you're in a position where Super is able to follow up and Jojo's able to follow up or even wall them off from escaping, okay, you're in a good spot. But again, Nitsky hits Jojo Pyun out of the fight, and have to see exactly what the plan is as Movistar Koi.
Oh, it's a good equalizer. Look at that.
Great equalizer.
Flushes in as well. He did it yesterday, even in the loss, and Nako does it again. This top laner showing up with each and every day in the LEC as the rest of Vitality hitting the side pieces now. Mirwin has done a good job to survive, speaking of top laners, but in the end, Nitsky takes care of business, and Vitality will run that business all the way home.
That equalizer was huge from Nako. The rookie stepping up for Vitality once again, and now they're starting to push themselves forward for a Game 1 win.
I felt it yesterday on the Jack stack. I'm feeling it again on the Rumble. He's becoming more and more reliable. Vitality becoming more and more dangerous. And if they can play games like this, there's good things on the horizon, as Koi didn't stand a chance, had no voice in this Game 1, and Vitality stinging like the bee they are to open up the series.
A phenomenal, impactful in a fight, I want to say. Wrong word there, but basically you always have reliable, that's the word I was looking for, in a team fight, because you can just steal the Nair ultimate and you don't have to balance the mini Nair, which is kind of helpful.
Not too surprised in this. It's electrocute taken here for Jojo. It was good engaged by Alvaro, but again, re-engage from Nitsky probably going to be better. Kazi with a massive bullet back, and just kind of what you expect when you watch these two go head-to-head. As Linsis is now mid. Jojo might have to burn a flash. It's a room prison. Chayak burns his flash first, and Jojo's just dead. Well done. Great timing from Linces again.
And that's how you set up an Afiri. The immediate flash forward from Shayak already had that on towards the respawning Raptors, but just seeing if they're going to be up and available and getting a timer on them. But Yoya should be back onto the map before you can kind of stick around as Linces. It's a nice trade here.
I mean, all lanes of Vitality. There's Absconder. Nucko with a solo kill, and that is why you give Daddy Silas.
And he is popping off. The Kingslayer damage to the end being enough to just finish off the low health of Mirwin. Not flashing away from the abduct means he ends up falling down.
I mean, the disrespect, but more importantly, Nucko just sending it in. It has been this week. I mean, I don't say evolution because I feel like it's been a slow evolution, but like we are now seeing more and more highlights from Nucko, and it is so nice to see that with his comfort zone adding in champion pool, he's showing up against big top laners and he's winning.
Yeah, and I think like this was what we saw a lot in EMEA Masters, was Nucko kind of being this guy who would bring out all these cool, fancy counter picks, but actually be able to perform on them. And now at the LEC level, he's doing the same.
Well, there's an engage coming through. Koi want to find something back, but the Dark and Daggers are so powerful. Alvaro has to flash away, but caught on the tippy tail by Niski. Already the feats of warfare down. Jojo has to flash away, almost getting caught by another Q from Chayak, and Linces is off to the races.
Yeah,
again.
I didn't know that the runes produced. So Linces wants to try and start off this dive, but a good word from Mirwin. He runs the hell away. But this is what I was talking about. Like, this Nefiri is so good on tower dives. That W resetting tower aggro, making you invulnerable is so nice. And even then afterwards, if it's on the way out, your dogs pick up the aggro afterwards, so you're good. But round warp, Nefiri's in.
Bring some dogs with him as well. That'll just go straight to Dragon. That area already started off. He was on a warp, but he's at half HP, so it makes the fight afterwards a little bit more impossible. Kazi and Niski look for the 2v2, but Super holding onto that ultimate just in case.
Because Nak, like the way you want to play this Nucko is when Mega Gnar runs out, then you go in.
Yep.
So you can see him stepping forward as this starts to teeter out. And now we're going to have to give him some. There you go.
Some wiggle room, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen.
Sidestep, chain lash doesn't connect. And look, Elyoya is here, buying some time as he'll have an impale though if the Scorpion comes in. So he needs to come in the last moment. Engage. Jojo doesn't get a charm. Chayak is going to get a rune prison up as well. He overloads him, sends him right to hell. Good quickness timing, and there you go. The RE ulti comes out in response. Alvaro's now made the roam down as he looks for Chayak with no mana, and Jojo having an ulti up. All he needs is the chain, the combo up against the wall. Nicely done. Timing really great from Alvaro as Niski just hoping to get out of there after all said and done, but Orb of Deception. Jojo flashing forward under turret. Might be to his death now. The hounds are set out. It's a pursuit of legends from Linces. A trade, but a beneficial one from Matt Koi.
Koi will take it. Chayak not getting the flash away from Alvaro's engage. Then Niski end up going a bit too far, but Mirwin.
Hey, Koi, it's going to be another fight against the wall first. Nucko does it again! He makes it so you get wackoed into the wall. 2-0.
The timing perfect from Nucko as well. If Mirwin had been able to press the button, more of these grubs going across the Vitality.
But running into the Dark and Daggers, every time it hits a second, the dogs get unleashed and just pounce. Alvaro got poked out already. There's a smite and engage. Alvaro flushes in, but Chayak with good sidestep. Niski again playing through the coil of going up and down, all around.
Right.
Linces waiting to get out of the pit as the bullet time layers down. It's grubs taken. Kazi cleanses as there's a realm warp. They're going to fight again. Vitality are psychos. Impaled but immobile. Linces press W and it's all okay. Alvaro runs out with Immortal Will or Unbreakable Will, but Linces knows how to break it. He flashes in, sends out the daggers, eviscerates again. Vitality getting poked down as Super. He's playing with fire, actually gets a kill as well. I feel like we're doing the same fun fight that Vitality are known for around this top side of the map. It ends there.
Vitality wanted those kills. Being charmed and using the cleanse, but watch here as they start to follow up. So you get the invincibility to dodge the impale. Alvaro gets locked up, but the charm onto Rise. But now Jojo.
I mean, it's a stolen ulti from Nucko. Jojo Bjorn under the turret. Nucko's tanking up. He's got Rod of Ages. Goes back in. Absconder. Nucko flashes chain lash. This guy's out of his mind. Jojo with the outplay, but Nucko. That guy is crazy. What the hell?
Nucko wanted that so badly, but it's not to be. The man attempted to stall on Jojo. Ends up taking it a little bit too far. Now Movistar Koi starting to move in. Jojo Pyun coming out of base. Alvaro?
Coming out in a big way as well, but Alvaro's going to be targeted in. The Hound's pursuit lands, and it's a reset time. Super going to be in trouble. He doesn't have the ulti available after the last fight, and Koi are going to lose 2 in a blink of an eye. Jojo looks for that orb of deception right now. He needs it, but Lince is out of range and out of mind. Dragon's still there.
No, it's stolen. It was stolen by Elyoya as all that went down. So Elyoya managed to sneak in to get... And honestly, it's coming off the back of these teams like BDS and Vitality stepping up massively. Now, still a long way to go. Vitality still have to close this game out, and they still have like Nefiri, which is difficult to play around at times. You also have like Nak on the Silas, like no real true tank, although you do have the Unbreakable Will for Silas, which helps. But certainly Vitality, we want to see them try and close it out as almost cleanly as they did last game.
Well, finding a pick here might help out because Chayak, even though under a turret and even though to a Mega Gnar, Lince's jumping in. Mewin's just not that strong at this point in the game. Mega Gnar invulnerable. How annoying is the call of the pack? The call of Riot right now needs to be brought in because Lince is again making himself OP.
And what are Movistar Koi going to do?
Although Vitality know they'll pounce. Nucko try to do exactly that onto Jojo. Kingslayer in good chunk right before the objective. Absconded done. I mean, this guy wants to go in all the time, even under a turret. I think he's glad that he didn't connect.
But it doesn't matter, because look at the trade. Like, how does Jojo stay here? You know that Nefiri and Niski are in this topside jungle, so you've now got to back away. And Nako, that play, nets top tower. Like, it's these trades that are going well, and now Mirwin needs to be careful.
He is going into Mega Gnar. It's going to be a health advantage, but Chayak chunks him as well. If you don't think Herald's going to Vitality, well, it sure as hell is now.
But how do you even try and contest? Because Nako's about to walk up, steal Alvaro's ultimate away from him, and then have that as a big front line now for this potential fight.
Yeah, he's got the Alistar ult in hand. Nucko going to zone out. Jojo, Orb Deception, absconded away from. Kazi's just zoning and slowing down. Elyoya just wants a target. Herald at 4k, the potential smite fight coming in. Koi in front as 4 as the Unbreakable Will going to be popped out, and a big Alistar rolls in, but not the one you expected. Impale sidestepped out, a re-engage the Unbreakable Will that's going to be a little bit worse than Scott of Duck. Hits the backline, Nucko's run out of the ulti zone, the bullet time. He's charmed, he might die. Jojo looking for the retake, but Lince gets an ulti reset. Mewin's come in with the Mega Gnar bar on the cringe of it. Nucko, he gets the Herald Eye, but it flushes away, and Kazi just tries to survive. He wants to get out before giving away too much to Koi, but Jojo will find him. Elyoya on top as well. A couple of kills going down, and again, Vitality, the bloodthirsty rage, nets 3 kills over to Koi.
They just went that bit too deep.
From hell. As meanwhile, on bot, Dragon's going to be done. Vitality start this off, and there ain't no jungler down here, so Elyoya's just going to have to give it up. I guess Nucko, the thing is, even though they lost that fight, Dagda, they got Herald, and it's on the Silas. So side lanes are a very real risk.
It's also especially when you can so easily shadow.
Lince is maybe just trying to draw in attention as he's found Elyoya. The dogs are sent over. They do a decent amount of damage. And Vitality still care more about the mid turret than they do about this objective bot.
So they're trying to see if they can get vision control just in the enemy jungle on this bottom side of the map. Vitality looking to sync up now with Chayak. It's more again and just slowly getting control over these routes into the different lanes. As long as you control them, the value from this rise starts to go sky high. But Arakan started, and I don't know if MKOI are in position to stop this. It's not going down too quickly though.
They spotted out now at the very least. Chayak is on zone control though. Mirwin going into Mega Gnar, but against the wall, doesn't expect it. Before he goes Mega, he goes Bullet. Mirwin's out though, but the re-engage is good. They found a pick on the Chayak, so the Rise is dead. Yes, Herald's there in top lane getting a charge, but a teleport from Nucko stealing Alvaro's ult means Vitality thinking about how they can get a 4v5.
Again, we're kind of seeing Vitality just go that little bit too far, too quickly. Nucko not there. They used the Rift Tower on that top side as well, but Mirwin's now reset to deal with that. So on the all in all, MKOI hold on, and they're covering a lot of those wins that were there for Vitality. Looks like, though, mid lane tower will fall, at least something for Vitality.
It is something, but, you know, not getting the charge on top. It's like skipping a couple of steps and thinking about what target to take. Elyoya, the first target, getting zoned off, and Alvaro without his ulti, if he gets caught out again, he will be dead, and that's an opening for Vitality.
Yeah, but Vitality playing it slow. Good flash from Chayak away from the pulverized combo, because they were looking for poke and prodding, and They were starting to get that damage onto Mirman and Jojo, but now spread. MKoi trying to take a river.
Niski zoning off, but Mirwan's timing is exceptional. He's about to go into Meganar as Dragon is at 4.5k. Koya just running down this river, holding control as Meganar is now there, and Vitality know they have to get out. Lince is thinking about how he does over the wall with his flashes. The engage is there. Nucko takes the Alistar ulti, and it's still held on to. A reset for Linces as well. An opportunity. Vitality might not get the Dragon, but they're killing them all. Take them all down one by one. Vitality split the fight and make their blood drool.
They managed to get these small, isolated
At the
skirmishes.
very least, it doesn't matter because Dragon's an afterthought. It's 4 members dead. And Baron over to Vitality, that bottom turret falling as well. If you thought they were falling off a little bit, think again.
Yeah, and this is where it's a great setup for Mirren if Vitality are here, but Linces hops over the wall, the bullet time splits out Movistar Koi, Nako deals the Alice from the top line, Linces gets access to the back line, and Linces, the invulnerability again, denies Aoyoya as he tries to save Supa, and again Mirren completely separated on top happen, but Aoyoya managing to get away, top lane tower gonna fall, Chayek pushing in mid, Realm Warp not quite up and available, but I still think this is where you do have to get a little bit careful.
1 versus 2, I don't think Nako cares. That guy's got 3.5 items.
Yep, but the cannons are doing the work. Alvaro goes in on Niski, but it doesn't really mean anything. Linces is zoning out. Nako going forward.
I mean, Mirwan might be in trouble. There is an Ari ult there. Nako is a bit of a tank. He's got 4,500 health. Dude, emotes in their face because the cannon might just take down the inhibitor turret. Mirwan capped again. Alvaro's here. What's he going to do?
Watch as Nako runs away, and the rest
Card
of it.
flowers for Vitality. Sniff that.
I mean, applauses as well. Like, this has been incredible. Thank you. That's it. But, like, Vitality, this has been clean. It has been a phenomenal early game. Again, like, Chayek and Lince.
It was like, yo, SK today showing up, sorry, not SK, but Rogue showing up in a big way as Chains Corruption was sent out. Nako again. He draws the whole team, by the way. Oh dear. Alvaro might just be caught out here, Dagda, as I'm looking down bot. Where is Mirwan? Mirwan's not involved at all while his team is just dying. Alvaro going to be first up. Realm Warp in. Nako joins the show. Double knockup from Niski. Vitality want to end it right here, right now. Mega, he's run out. He's a small, squishy little dinosaur.
Wait a second.
Vitality are putting them to extinction. Nako under turret again. He's a tank. He cares not. He takes a couple of shots, but he's at half HP. He's got a Mega now. He'll use it better. And this is Nako's world. We are just living in it.
It's Vitality's topside popping off. Linces, Chayek, and Nako taking down Movistar Koi. What a sick performance from the newest players to the Vitality lineup.
Analysts in shambles, co-streamers questioning. All in all, LC at the end of week 4. The LEC is delivering exceptional results. Welcome your new Vitality. If we see more of this team like that,